I'm just go ahead and start. Okay, I got you.
Is it on?
Yeah.
All right, we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah. They're really far away. I feel like we're gonna help it.
I'm going to say something, and maybe, hopefully, this will help with some of the questions and answers. You know, me and Aaron were compelled to try to put out something because I've been asked for 2 decades of my life, how do I get healthy and fit? And it's a tough conversation because I live in an industry where they're not very healthy in the auto industry. You know what I mean? Like here, we work out and do things together, but and you have a conversation with the people, but it goes nowhere, right? So I felt like, how do I change that? Or how do we change that? So we came up with a how-to. Now, it's not a nutrition course, you know, because I've seen so many people fail. They try to go from 0 to 100 right off the bat. I'm going to find the ultimate program. I'm going to work my tail off. I'm going to get a nutritionist. I'm going to have the perfect diet. And man, they are full charging. And in a week, they fail. So we had to figure out some things that we agreed upon that we could do that are common, but tough, that work.
That aren't just supposed to be. Like, you should be eating all these vegetables like normally. Most people aren't. So it wasn't something where it was like, we're only going to do it for this time period. Hopefully these, like, the idea is a lifestyle change. So it's a long-term thing, something that you continue to do, but having a time frame, it helps people to go, okay, for 90 days, I'm going to focus hard and then create some true long-term habits.
I'm a visual guy, so maybe this helps. When you build a home, you don't build the perfect kitchen. Like, that's not where you start. You start with concrete, you start with the walls and the roof. You build a foundation, and then you create magic inside. That's why if you want to do the things I talked about in the beginning, you have to do something for 90 days to create that habit. So we're trying to get you guys on track. If your daily habits don't go with what you're looking to do, it's just a dream. And the magic doesn't happen in here. Don't take that negatively. We have fun. We work out hard. We do things together. It's amazing. Yeah. The community's amazing. But the magic happens outside these 4 walls with your daily habits. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to, you're destroying what you're doing inside here. And that's why we have what we have. Okay? So we've got it all outlined. This is for you guys. We're going to record this because I know a bunch of people wanted to come. I think there's 200 and something people that have bought the book, and it keeps rolling.
300 people that are doing this.
We want to make sure that they get to see it as well. So the questions are on you guys, and we'll make sure that everybody thoroughly understands what we're trying to accomplish here, right? Okay. So do you want to go with the questions first, or do you want us to go over this?
Let's go over this first. I think that way
to make sure
address some of the questions.
Crystal clear.
We'll stop each section. If you guys have the books and you want to look at it, cool. If not, because you don't have it yet, that's okay. The fitness one here, guys, this one's probably the simplest one out of the whole thing. And that's because there are only 2 requirements. The goal here is 5 workouts a week. So does it have to be here at the gym? No. Obviously, there's a bunch of people that are not at the gym that are doing workouts. What it needs to be is a dedicated workout session. So, like, if you can't get in here and you're having to do something at home, like, does bringing your groceries in from the car count as a workout? No, not unless you're doing it for time or an AMRAP and you're just carrying stuff around. It has to be the intention of the workout matters. If you don't have a workout, like you look at ours and you're like, I can't think about how to scale this back. In the book, there is a workout listed on every single day. Do you have to do the workouts in the book? Nope. You can. Do you have to do them on that day? Let's say it's day 19 and you can't get to the gym and you need to do a workout at home, but you look back on day 1, you're like, that workout I could do in my living room right now. Totally fine. There's literally a section for notes every single day. You can put that one down instead.
You got 90.
You've got 90. Basically what we did was we gave you 90 workouts that you could do anytime you need to. And it's only 5 per week. We do believe in, like, active recovery and rest days, and Bruce is really big on why we need active recovery and rest.
Well, that's why we inserted the 8,000 steps. Because if you have 2 days that you're not working out, correct? So it can be an active recovery day, a hike, getting on the bike, running, jogging at a Z2 pace. That means you can have a conversation. Your heart rate's at Z2. But that's covers those 2 days, right? Because you're always putting in the 8,000 steps. So we always want you moving. Does that make sense? Yep.
8,000 steps, buy a tracker. Why? Because when you measure something, it matters. Whether you buy a Fitbit, if that's the easiest way for you, you have an Apple Watch, you have a smartwatch. I don't personally love carrying my phone around in my pocket all day, but I do that if my watch needs charged and I just don't have time to wait for it. Easiest thing to do is to remember to charge it at night. And that creates a good habit for you anyway, remembering to do things and being prepared for the next day. So it does need to be 8,000 or more. I would write it down, like exactly how many you're getting. You'll be so shocked how few steps, unless you're like a runner like Scott, who's getting a lot of miles in, especially in the wintertime, how much you're not moving.
Yep. Any questions with those two?
No? Yeah.
No. What?
Like if you did 2 workouts in a day.
No.
Like one right after the other?
No. You still have to work out 5 times in a week.
5 times in a week.
You only have 2 days that you're not. That can be an active recovery, a day off. Just because you did 2 in the day does not count for 2. Yeah. Nope, you get lost that way.
And it doesn't, guys, think about this for a second. One of our 10-minute AMRAPs, right? It's intense for 10 minutes. If you have a day where your time is super, super limited, take 10 to 15 minutes, do an EMOM if you have to. 5 push-ups, 10 squats every minute for 10 to 15 minutes. That dedicated time period, if that's what you have to do that day, do it. We want you in here as much as you can, and we want you having those good quality workouts. But there will be days where you've got to figure it out.
50 burpees for Tom.
Yeah.
50 burpees, 50 sit-ups. It doesn't matter. You can do it.
Yeah.
You already know the answer to that. So 5 times in a week, period. Make sense?
Good question.
Yep. Any other?
It's the food section, isn't it?
All right, cool.
It's the food. It's the food section.
Let's go.
All right.
Nutrition.
Why don't you do the first one here?
Half body weight in ounces of H2O. If I weigh 170 pounds, divide it by 2, that's how you're going to get in your ounces.
Okay.
How many ounces is that, Aaron?
This one is the 32-ounce glass water bottle that I got on Amazon.
Yep.
I know that I basically need 2 of these plus a big glass of water to get my water in for the day. And that makes it a whole lot simpler if I know I need to do this probably by noon. I need another one before dinner. I drink a glass of water for dinner. I can drink my coffee after that and I'm cool.
So what does that mean? That means get your favorite water bottle.
Yes.
And when you leave here, measure and know exactly how many you got to drink a day.
Can you drink more than that in pure water?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And that's why you can journal. You can write it down during the day, whatever you need to do. It's not complicated. Get your fancy water bottle and make sure you're consuming that amount of water throughout the day.
And that is pure water, like not electrolytes, not Crystal Light, not other stuff. I don't care, like as long as you're not drinking alcohol, the rest of it, like if you're like, well, I like my coffee. Can I drink my coffee? Yes, it just doesn't count towards your water. Mm-hmm. Can I put my elements in my pre-workout that I drink? Yes, but it just does not count towards that pure water.
Yeah.
So you'll get very used to drinking water with your meals, which is a good thing.
And why? Because if you drink that many, what does it do? It stops you from drinking the other stuff.
Yeah.
You understand?
Uh-huh. It's good for you.
Super important. So just what she said, no additives, pure water. Mm-hmm. Got it? All right. Any questions on that? No. Protein.
Goal body weight, not current body weight. This is where people got a little bit confused. So if you're like, hey, I feel great when I am 150 pounds, then that goal for protein is 150 grams. That does not mean that you take your chicken breast, you put it on your food scale, and it says 150 grams. That's how much it weighs. That's different. You have to look and see what the protein content is in your foods. If you are very, very new to that, I highly suggest hitting up like Costco. They have like pre-portioned things of things like grilled chicken. It will make it very simple for you to start with. Is that what I think people should do forever? Definitely not. If you look at like a can of black beans, it has 3.5 servings. There's like 7 grams of protein per serving. You just multiply that 3.5 times that 7. Mm-hmm. So I don't love labels, but it does help to start with, okay? You will have to look things up. Like, you will eventually very quickly learn that an egg has 6 grams of protein in it. If you eat an egg white, it's 3. And these are things that will just sort of become part of what's going on in your head. And you'll be able to find some meals you're like, hey, these are my go-tos. I know that if I eat this, I got 40 grams right off the bat.
And yes, you can supplement with protein powders. We want the majority to be with food.
Yeah.
It's just what it is as a supplement. Now, after a workout, I always drink protein powder in the morning. And at night, I have a protein powder that's got casein and melatonin that helps me sleep. So I know I've got 50 grams already just by those two. So I really only need about another 100 to 125, and I'm golden. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yep.
Most meals, guys, if you have like a 475 to 600 calorie meal that's pretty well balanced, you're going to get between 35 and 45 grams of protein if you use a lean protein source almost all the time. And there is, whether you're eating an omnivorous diet, whether you're eating a vegan diet, it can be done in any way. You can always get those grams in. You just have to plan it. You have to prepare for it.
Any questions with that?
Mm-hmm. You would weigh it. You would weigh the steak. Yeah, use that food scale. And then, and obviously steaks all have different, like marbling. They have a little bit, so it is going to be a little bit of an estimation. But whatever type of steak it is, whether it's a round steak, if it's a T-bone, just literally on the internet, you can type in nutrition facts or nutrition info, and then whatever that food is. There are a couple of websites that I'll send to you guys that I personally, like, I use these ones a lot when I don't know things. Nutritionix is one of them. If you have a MyFitnessPal account, you can use that also, but you can look those things up. But it is going, unless you get like the pre-measured ones with the labels, you will have to go through and like, you may have to start looking things up. You'll learn though. Like I know in a quarter pound of grilled chicken, it's like 31 grams of protein. If you get a little more than that, you can get 40. It's like 31-ish, and it depends on which brand of things you buy, but about that much. It's nutritionix.com. It's one that pops up anytime you type in nutrition info on Google and you type in a food of any kind. That one should pop up. And what's really cool about it is that there's a little box that you can put exactly how much, whether if you put something on a scale and it's like, oh, this weighs 157 grams. You can literally type in 157 and you don't have to do any math. It does it for you, which is awesome.
I like salmon a lot. It's very high in protein, so just food for thought. But another thing that kind of hit me in my mind, the whoopsies of the day. Listen, I only like to do usually 1 scoop of protein powder morning and night. But if something happens, 2, it's 50 grams. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do that all the time, but understand if you have a little bit of struggle during the day, you're going to have to step up to make that happen. Does that make sense?
We've got some really good little fixes like, oh no, I didn't do what I was supposed to today. The things like the Greek yogurt, the protein powder, and the peanut butter powder, that kind of stuff.
Make sure you're going on the Facebook group because she's going to put a lot of, bam, recipe, boom, 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 just easy quick stuff that's going to help you guys out, okay? Yep. Done with that?
Produce? Okay.
Where we at? Oh, produce.
The produce section. It counts. Do I want you to get 800 grams of potatoes every day and nothing else? No, obviously the point is to eat a varied diet. Eat the rainbow. But yes, a sweet potato counts. No, the butter you put on the sweet potato does not count. So weigh the potato to try to get that. This is 800 grams of weight. So like if I'm going to eat an apple, I don't eat the core of my apple. I don't know who does, but I would cut my apple and then put it on that scale and see. Now, if you get one of those big Honeycrisp apples, like he said before, it's about 200 grams of produce you're getting in your body, which is a great deal. Most bananas are around 100 grams. So a big apple and a banana, you're already at 300, y'all. A potato, I weighed a baked potato last night just to check and see. It was 394 grams. A good sized potato is 394 grams. You are not going to have that much trouble getting this in if you just start making better choices. Does an avocado count? Yes, it's in the produce section. No, the skin of the avocado and the pit do not count. The avocado itself does. Okay? If you try to do it all with spinach, you could be eating a lot of spinach. Spinach doesn't weigh very much. So if you buy it in the produce section, oh, there's a little mouse. Yes, it is going to count towards your 800 grams.
So something to help, like for me, every day I have a Honeycrisp apple. I know I'm at 200. I have 2 bananas. Okay, so I'm close to 400. Mm-hmm. I eat eggs in the morning, and then after I'm done getting ready, I make a shake before I go out the door. It's got spinach, it's got blueberries, some protein. Buddy, I'm walking, you
got 500 plus.
Yeah, I'm 500 plus.
Out the door.
Yeah, and so my lunch and my dinner always have like broccoli or squash.
It's at least 150 grams. I know because I make it.
Yeah, and so if it's the size of your palm,
yeah,
a couple times, lunch and dinner, man, you're a home run. This isn't difficult. The whole ideology is that I'm grabbing some fruits for snacks as opposed to a bag of chips. Watermelon, grapes, cantaloupe. It's so easy to do. It's just a choice, right? So 800 grams should not seem like, oh my God,
no,
after we broke it down. You know what I mean?
But if you're struggling, eat a sweet potato.
Yep.
Okay? Yeah. I'm sorry, say that one more time. It should be, yes. It should be pre-cooked grams because you are going to lose some of that water weight. Like if you're roasting it, it's going to, like some of the water is going to evaporate. And that's not a bad thing. It just means you're not getting, we want you eating those fruits and vegetables because you're also getting hydration and you're getting fiber. This is why like orange juice does not count, but oranges do. Because you get fiber and water, it is better for you. It's not that orange juice doesn't have a time and place somewhere in your diet, but that shouldn't be the only way you're getting produce in, okay? I juice, but I also make smoothies and eat a lot of that other stuff.
Yep. Any questions with those? Don? Yeah.
Sorry, that's why we got microphones, so like hopefully they can
Good.
Still go.
All right, our favorite.
You didn't say alcohol yet.
I know, I said our favorite.
Oh, your favorite, last one, yeah.
No alcohol.
That's it. None.
Period. 90 days. You can do it. I promise you. I don't really know that I need to say anymore. Right. No alcohol.
You can handle this.
Can't even smell it. Right?
If you're having trouble, text one of us.
Yep.
We will set you right, I promise.
No sugars.
Okay, so this is where it gets a little hairy.
Yep.
Okay, Snickers bars are out. Pop-Tarts are out. If I put a tiny bit of honey in my tea in the afternoons, I'm not coming after you. Okay, this is going how'd you say it? Packaged?
Boxed, packaged, processed sugar.
Okay, now when we say that, hold up, because somebody's going to say, well, I made some Toll House cookies. Those aren't packaged. I know those, you still aren't supposed to have those, okay? Like if you make it yourself, still no. The point is, if I eat some bread and it has some kind of sugar in it, we're not going to be nitpicky on this part. You know if what you're eating counts as a sugary treat.
Junk. You know what it is.
Little Debbie's.
Yeah.
You hitting up Julia's Bakery. Y'all stop.
What about like Special K or Grape Nut cereal?
I'm not worried about Special K and Grape Nut cereal. I'm not worried about, we'll talk about added sugars in foods. That's a nutrition thing. We are trying to create good habits. Do not get in the weeds because you are obsessing about a label. I am glad and we are thrilled that you are looking at them. But if you're going, oh no, I can't eat my yogurt today. Try to get a better yogurt next time. This is not that big a deal. But you shouldn't be going, oh, she said I can have yogurt. I'm getting the ones with the M&Ms in the toppings. You know which one I'm talking about too. You know which one I'm talking about, Dave. The M&M topping yogurt, we're out here.
Yeah.
If it's chocolate chips in the bag that are left over, y'all, that still counts as a treat.
Trail mix with M&Ms in it.
Don't eat the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Does dried fruit count in the produce? No. Dried fruit does not. You can eat all dried fruit you want, but it does not count towards your produce. Okay?
Fruit has natural sugars.
It's good for you.
We give it that sweet potato sugar, but it's not the sugars we're talking about. Is there any questions or gray area with the sugar?
No? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you would not need to drink. So if you are someone that weighs yourself often, It would be your current body weight. Yes. Mm-hmm. You would not have to drink as much water.
You just follow it. Just
Yep.
follow it. Back to the sugar. Any issues with the sugar? I do too. I like my ice cream every now and then, and I like my M&Ms, but I'm out.
Did you eat all of your M&Ms?
No, I didn't mess with them. I got them in the closet just sitting there. I'd be like, 91 days, I'll have a couple of the peanut M&Ms.
You may not even want them.
Yeah, I might not. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you're, I think of a plate.
Uh-huh.
Is your goal to be basically like what is one cup of like maybe like standard?
Weigh them. Do not measure your food with a measuring cup. I know it says that on the back of stuff or online. It's like, hey, get a cup of broccoli. It depends on how much broccoli you're shoving in the cup. You have got to measure on a scale to get a true indication of what you're getting.
Where you get the scale?
It's on Amazon. I already put the link up.
Okay.
Brian just got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can get whatever food scale you want. I like the least expensive one I've had for 5 years that the battery still has not died and is super reliable and costs like under 15 bucks. It's easy. Ectis, I don't even know what the name is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, it's super cheap.
What else?
The last
You're
one.
basically looking at the back of like the rice label
Uh-huh.
and saying how much you need, and then measuring it in grams,
Uh-huh.
and then putting it on your plate.
Yes.
Yep. Just talking about measuring it with a scale, Don. Yep.
Yeah, like
right.
just how to measure things. And then the last one's really kind of important.
The last thing, simple. One thing you're grateful for that day. Write it down, okay? Because you know you start with the mindset quote. That's how you start your day. This is how you finish your day.
Uh-huh.
And you should be proud of what you've done that day.
Uh-huh.
For us, journaling is a big deal. We get so lost with the internet and everything's just going on. We want all your focus on that task, knocking that day out, starting it right and ending it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Any more questions?
What questions?
What about nuts? Like,
Okay, so the thing, you can eat all the nuts you want. Okay, so we don't have a calorie goal for any of this. That's a personal thing. I would recommend to you that whatever it says on a package for nuts, stop grabbing the nuts by the handful and eating this much. Measure it, because you're going to find out that 32 grams of any kind of a nut is way less than what you think it is. So I would encourage you to do that just as a good habit in general.
Ron?
Restart. Just don't count that day. Don't count that day. Get going again.
Let me hit y'all with something.
Uh-oh.
Oopsies happen. Like you struggled with the day. Where people fail is they don't get back on.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you start failing multiple days, you're done. You got to start over. Because here's the deal. You can't run from it. If you put 50% effort into it, you're going to get 50% result. You got to want it. Okay? It's 90 days. And that's why we agreed upon these things. If you do these things in 90 days, you will change.
I promise.
And we're going to be ready to move on to the next thing because we got something coming after that. But you can't keep messing up. You're not ready. Okay? If you mess up one time, talk about it. Okay? Pick it back up and move on. But you cannot keep messing up or you're not going to get out of it what you're supposed to.
If you feel like you are about to pick up a drink, if you feel like you are about to dive into the cookies, do yourself a favor. Follow Fortress Athlete. Go join that Facebook group page. That's the Fortress 90 Challenge page. And go start looking on it. Message one of us. Message somebody else in the group.
Text me.
Post something that says, I'm struggling. I guarantee you somebody's going to jump all over you and you're going to put them cookies down.
Yep.
All right? I'm going to leave them with one quick thing.
Okay.
You got a marker?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's like, how do I get my protein in, right? Okay. If you eat dairy, I know not everybody does. Here is one of my go-tos for people that works all the time. You are struggling. You are nowhere near your protein goal that you're looking for. If you eat yogurt, they have some higher, like Greek yogurt typically has higher protein content. A lot of them will, I think it's there's one brand like Oikos, it says like Pro or something on it.
Yeah.
That yogurt, that Greek yogurt, has 20 grams of protein by itself, okay? If you take a vanilla one of those, okay? That vanilla yogurt, then you get 1 scoop of protein powder. I don't care what kind, okay? On average, protein powders have about 25 grams per scoop or per serving, okay? Now, here's the fun part. You take 1 serving, you can buy peanut butter powder, like PB Fit, and I think it's 2 tablespoons, I don't remember the exact weight it is, somewhere around there. It has 7 grams of protein. Put these 3 things in a bowl, stir, 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 stir. If it's thicker than you like, add a little bit of water. Cut yourself up an apple. It is going to taste like you are having apples dipped in chocolate peanut butter ice cream. And now we're at 52 grams of protein for a snack. This is one of the simplest ways that I have ever found to try to go. I went, oh no, messed up, was gone all day, don't know what to do. Bam, and you eat an apple, you're getting more produce in.
What was the peanut butter powder?
It's called like PB Fit. You can get it anywhere. They carry it at Walmart, Costco, Kroger, Amazon. I go to Costco, I get the big one. They even have an organic brand. But I mean, this is, y'all, I know they have this vanilla Greek yogurt with, they have ones that have more than 20. But the one I'm thinking of specifically is the Oikos Vanilla Greek, but it does have 20 grams of protein. So that's just a little hack.
Cool. What else? Good?
Are you going to put like on Facebook, like the stuff on Facebook?
Yeah, you're going to see little, we're going to have little things like that are just, especially if it's something that somebody has a question about, we're going to try to respond with not just an answer, but also here's a way, like a quick solution. It's not the only solution by any stretch of the imagination.
Yep.
But like this is a fun, like that tastes good. If you've never done that, yo, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't feel like you're having to eat healthy. It feels like, oh my gosh, this actually makes me feel good and it's good for me.
All right. Cool. Appreciate it. Any questions? Hit us up. Few days.
Yeah.
So, I think sort of what Karen said, will we be able to, I think we could idea to post things like that.
Yes,
Everybody has
that's
their
correct.
favorite high protein.
Yeah, and please chime in. There'll be like, share with other people. Just because we have an idea, it is not the only idea. And we have learned because we have listened to other people and things that are smart. Now, if you've got a question about something like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, is this going to work or not? Just message somebody.
That's
now.
what the Facebook community group, suggestions, what you're doing, what's working, questions, all of that on there. We have a specific one.
There's a group page. Yeah, I'll put that link to that group page. It's off of our Fortress Athlete because there are a lot of people that are doing this that aren't members of the gym. So we wanted to make sure the members page is only for like our gym page. That's why it's on that one instead.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Go work out. Go meal prep.